Hello all you beautiful people, how you doing today? This is Lava Temptress and welcome back to my channel. Or if you're new here, welcome, hi! Today we're going to be talking about Immersive Engineering mod again. This is the 1.15.2 version. And if you missed the last one, the first one we went over the blast furnace, the crude furnace, the alloy kiln, and some stuff to get you started. So you probably want to check that one out. Today we're going to go over power. Getting started on power, and it's probably going to be a little bit longer, although I'm going to try to keep it as short as possible. That way, bite-sized information. We'll get into more power stuff in the next one, but today we're going to go over how to set up a water mill, a windmill, what you need to connect, and how you can store some power, and stuff you will need, such as this crop right here. This is industrial hemp seeds, which you get just by breaking grass. It's usually found better when it's the tall grass like this. You usually find it better when you break something like that. But that is how you get your hemp seeds to get started. So this is what it looks like. Well, here, let me plant a new one so you can see the difference. This is what it looks like when you first plant it. It's real tiny and cute, right? Nice and green, and then it'll get to this level. But like sugarcane, it actually goes up to this level. Unlike sugarcane, it does not go 3 high, but it does go 2 high. So, you know, with sugarcane, you can harvest the top one, and it'll give you what you need. Same with this hemp. You can harvest the top and it'll give you this industrial hemp fiber, or you can harvest the whole thing. But if you wanted to set up some kind of automation, you could harvest just these top ones and also get the resource that you need. So you can do it either way. But this is something you're going to need in order to make some of the stuff that we are doing today. So make sure you find these. Like I said, they're out just in the grass. Just go break it. Along with getting your regular Minecraft seeds, you will get some of these hemp seeds. And when you harvest them, you get hemp seeds back. So even if you only start with 1 or 2, that is perfectly okay. All right, so first of all, let's take a look at some recipes. This is really cool. This is a wooden storage crate, and I'll show you what's so cool about it in just a second. Now, to make it, we're going to need those treated wood planks that I covered on how to make these in the first video. So again, if you haven't already, check that one out for sure. So you're just going to put 8 together like you would a chest, but it's going to make a wooden storage crate. So the wooden storage crate, you know, not too fabulous, but and, you know, they don't combine if you stack them together. But here's what the glorious thing about them is. Let me go into survival for a minute and show you. Now, you have to break it with an axe. It does not have to be a diamond. Any axe, stone will even do. But if you break it with an axe, you pick it up. So what's so glorious about that? Well, you notice the contents didn't go anywhere. When you put it back down, your contents remain there. So a lot of times when you can find villages that have these, and outside the immersive engineering hut, and you can take these with you, and it serves as a extra backpack type as you're going exploring. Now, of course, this one we didn't have anything in, but same thing applies. If I move something to here and go to pick it up, same thing. Anything you put in there, you can pick it up. Now, you can't put these inside of each other, but look at that. You could carry a couple of these with you. I like to carry a couple, and you have a lot of extra storage with you. So they come in really handy because you can take them with you. So that's why those are so fabulous. Now let me go back into game mode creative, only because I do my tutorials in creative because, well, mostly because of flight. I can show you stuff quite easier. So that's why I do that. All right. So let's get started on making some of the other things. Oops, forgot one here. First of all, we're going to need engineer's wire cutters. So to make that, you use 2 sticks. It can be regular sticks or it can be the treated wood sticks, because the treated wood sticks most of the time will replace any sticks in a recipe. But then we're just going to need an iron ingot, and that'll give us our engineer's wire cutters. And these are going to come in pretty handy. Now, with the hammer, I didn't show you guys last time, but if you click on a chest, it actually turns it around. So if you're wondering why you can't open a chest and you have that in your hand, that is why. All right. I did that on accident when I was setting up the tutorial, and I thought I might want to tell people that so you don't freak out. All right, so for the water wheel, we're going to need to make 4 of these for each water mill. And you're probably going to want at least 3 water wheels to start off with. So to make each segment, you're going to use 3 treated planks and 4 treated sticks. So again, you want to make 4 of these because each 4 makes 1 water wheel. And then you just put those 4 with the steel ingot in the middle. And again, how to make steel ingots is also in the first video. So I suggest making 3 water wheels together, because that is... placing 3 together is what produces power. You can do just 1 and add on as you go, but 3 is ultimately what you want to have for each section. All right, some other things we're going to need. Now, this is a wooden post, and I'll show you exactly what we're going to do with that. But you're going to need 2 treated wood fences and stone bricks to make that. Then we're going to need to know how to make plates. Now, it's not just iron plates, but you can do it with copper, lead, any of the ingots. You put an engineer's hammer next to it, and it turns it into a plate. So essentially, it's hammering it out flat. Get it right? Yeah. Now, in order to make these wires that we're going to need quite a bit of, we're going to need copper plate, and we're going to put our engineer's wire cutters next to them. Each 1 plate will give you 1 copper wire. Now, this is what we're going to need to connect stuff. Today, we're just going to cover LV wires, which is low voltage. So it's the basic one that you're going to start off with. And to make each one of these copper LV wire coils, you're going to need 4 copper wires and a stick in the middle. Again, regular, treated, doesn't matter, it just has to be a stick. So it's going to make these LV wire coils. Now, we're going to need 1 of these to connect to everything we want to connect to. You use 1 of these little spool coils every time you connect to a different thing. So you probably are going to want a lot of those. Now, to make the copper coil block, which we're going to need to make our kinetic dynamo, to make that, you're going to need 8 of them surrounded by an iron ingot. And then we're going to need 3 iron ingots with that copper coil and 2 redstone dust to make our kinetic dynamo. Now, you're going to need 1 of these for whatever you're making. So 1 for the watermill for every 3 water wheels that you have, 1 for every windmill that you have. Okay. Then next, we're going to do the windmill blades. Now, today we're just going to cover the basic windmill, but next time we'll go over how to make it a little bit better. So for the basic one, we're going to take 3 treated wood planks and 4 treated sticks. Now, to make an actual windmill, you need 8 of them, surrounded by an iron ingot. Then we're also going to need, again, today we're just starting with low voltage LV wires. So we're going to need a wire connector, and we're going to need wire relay. And let me make sure I did that right. Okay, so that makes 8. I always try to put how many there so you guys know how many it makes. So this recipe makes 4, the wire connector, and the wire relay makes 8. So for the wire connector, you're going to need 4 terracotta and 3 copper ingots to make every 4. For the wire relay, you're going to need 2 copper ingots and 2 terracotta. And I'll show you what those are specifically used for because they're very, very different. All right, then we're going to need some kind of battery, and that's where this LV capacitor comes in. So it's a low voltage capacitor. Basically, think of it like a battery. It's going to store some power for us. Okay, so then we have 3 iron ingots, 2 copper ingots, a lead ingot in the middle, redstone dust, and 2 treated wood planks. And each of that makes one of these. Now we're also going to want an engineer voltmeter because that'll show us how much power we are producing. So this is going to come in really handy. And that's a compass with 2 sticks and a copper ingot. Last recipe, we're going to want a wooden wall mount. Now this is optional. This is only if you want to connect it to a wall, but I want to show you the different options. So for this, each recipe makes 4, and it's 3 treated wood planks with a treated stick. All right, now we're going to have to get into how to set all this up. Okay, so now comes the fun part, right? This is the part where we set everything up. So let me move some of this. And of course, there is the engineer's handbook, and it does tell you how to do some stuff, but to be honest, some of it is kind of lacking, and a lot of people get confused by it. So I do recommend you read this, but sometimes it's easier to just watch somebody show you how to do everything, which is why I'm doing this, okay? All right, so the wall mounts are like this. You connect them to the wall, and we could use it to connect either our wire connectors or our wire relays. Now, there is a difference between the wire connector and the wire relay, and a reason why we need both. So a wire connector can only have one connection to it. So here, if I wanted to harness this power and connect it elsewhere, I could only connect it to one other space, which is where these relays come in. And this right here is one of the wooden posts. But if you put a wooden post down, that's what it looks like. So how do I add the extra things here? Well, you could do it different ways, but you can directly connect on top of here. And so it would look like that. But you can also use your engineer's hammer, and whichever side you want, you right click on it, and it puts out one of these posts. If you want one on each side, there you go. Now you can't do all 4 sides, so it couldn't have 4, but this gives you 3 connections here. I have 2 set up here, but you could also do 3. So the difference here, this is our battery. I was talking about the LV battery. Now, if we take out our engineer's voltmeter, we'll see that it holds 100,000 flux. So that's how much power this low voltage one holds. So this is going to come in handy, and you're going to take your power running from whatever you have, your watermill or your windmill, and you're going to run it to this battery, and then run it to whatever machines you need to power or whatever you're trying to power. But see here on top, I just have the one that's the one connector. Well, the thing is, you can take your engineer's hammer and change the side. So it'll tell you the blue is energy input, the orange is energy output, and the plain gray is no connection. So you can have it any way you want, and you can have it on multiple sides. So now if I add another connector, now I can connect this over to here, linking from there to there. Now it can clip through blocks a little bit, but if I were to put down a block, let me get a block real quick. If I were to put a block here, it breaks the connection. So you have to be careful, and you want to make sure you have a clear line of sight to whatever you're trying to connect, which is where these posts and the wall mounts and everything come in handy, because you can take it out in whatever directions you want. Now, if you get too far away from your power, you're going to start to lose a little bit, so just keep that in mind. All right, but as you can see, I have these two connecting together and then connecting to our battery, but I have these two connected to both the windmill and the waterwheel. Now, how do we set these up? Okay, so the watermill you have to have running water. So that's why I didn't put it over here, like say in the ocean here. This is not running water and it will not provide power for you. So instead, I usually create some kind of box. Now, what you're going to do is put the kinetic dynamo down first. So what I usually like to do, I like glass just because I think it looks nice. But you're only going to go up at least 3. You can't tell it's 3 there because I have 1 block is the grass, but you want to go up 3, and then place your kinetic dynamo from the outside. Nope, from the inside, sorry. At this round part is where you're going to connect your water wheels. So then you're going to take your water wheels and you're going to put them directly on here. So boom, and then shift click. So 3 together is the maximum amount that 1 kinetic dynamo can handle. Now here I have 5, so ideally I would want to put another one here and a kinetic dynamo on this side, because then 3 would be powering this kinetic dynamo and 3 would be powering this kinetic dynamo. But I just wanted, you can add more, it's just 3 is basically the top out of how much power it'll give you. Alright, so then the kinetic dynamo is what will harness that power and allow you to transfer it to everything else. So 3 here, like I said, you want to put the water on top, so usually I put the blocks up here. So again, if we were setting this up, then we would put the blocks there, put block here. And again, this is going to make it flow all over the place, which is why I have the connection inside. But then if we were to grab a bucket of water, I forgot that I don't have that on. Hold on. Derp with me for a minute. There we go. All right, so a bucket of water. So then you're going to put your water directly up against this glass here. 1, 2, and 3. Now here it flows down, so you're going to want to make sure that somehow you have it protected on this side, which is why I usually block it in. But as long as your wheels are turning, then it's working properly. So you don't have to put everything on the other sides. I just think it looks a lot nicer when you do, so that's why I do it that way. But of course, you do not have to do it that way. If your water wheels are turning, then you're going to see that they're producing power. So if we bring out our engineer's voltmeter, here it doesn't show anything until we connect something. Then it'll show how much power. So this does 256 because it's the low voltage. As we get to higher voltage, it will do more. But you don't even have to have the back covered. You don't have to have it set up the way I did here. You just have to have the water turning up on the top here. So think about it. You can even build it into structures, all kinds of stuff. It makes it really cool. I've seen some really awesome builds with water wheels. Fully functioning water wheels, by the way. And as you can see, it looks like it's clipping through the glass here, but it's not really. It's just the animation. So, but you want to make sure you put it right on top of where it is so it turns the water. Does not work in plain still water. It has to be flowing water, which is why this way works. All right, now the windmill. The windmill, you just build up. Now the higher you do it, the more it's gonna do. The windmills right off the bat, as you can see with this one, it's 256. But this is the standard windmill. So if I break that, come over here, grab another one. You're just going to take, again, make sure whatever you're trying to connect to it on the kinetic dynamo, you have that big black circle there. So you connect your windmill to it, and it'll automatically do the power. Now, the way I did it is I wanted to show you that you could have 2 back to back. So I just did it so it's 3 wide, have a kinetic dynamo on each side, and then I connect each one of these to the middle part. So the middle part still won't show us, but the middle part is connecting both of these 256 to this, which is connecting over here and to power anything I want. But these are the simple windmills. Now the windmills do produce more power when it's windy or storming. So it's definitely going to be giving you more when there's weather involved. Whereas this water wheel, it just runs the same whenever. All right, that is our basic power setup. Again, most people try to get the windmills or the water wheels going first. We will get into, there are higher wires, there are higher connectors, so there's medium volt and high voltage, and we'll get into those along with medium voltage and high voltage batteries. Now the batteries are kind of cool because you can also connect multiples together and then just add these connectors on top. Although with these, honestly, what I would do, I would want to add the relays. But you could just come in here and connect these one to another. So connect that to that. That won't connect to that one, but that to that. That to that. Why is that one on? Oh, there we go. That to that, that to that, and that to, which one's not connected? But if you connect them all, you get what I'm saying. If you connect them all together and then connect them to a relay, then you have all that extra power. And then again, you could change the sides of these to connect to each other when you put them down. And voila, you have a lot of stored energy. All right, we will go over more in the next one, but I wanted to make sure and get the basics so you can get started getting some power with Immersive Engineering, because Immersive Engineering is a really awesome mod, and I like how it adds the realistic type power, because you have to use the wires. It looks more like the electricity poles, which is kind of cool. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. I will answer as soon as I can. If I don't know the answer, I always try to find it out for you. All right. I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much. Until next time, this is Lava Temptress. Don't get burned.